To appear powerful and more mature than you, a narcissist employs rather a nonchalant approach towards the problems they face. They make it seem like everything is smaller than their capacity to deal with problems, and there is nothing on this earth that you can ever say or do to them that will move them, that will terrify them. Most of it is nothing but a big part of their pretense, because there are some things that shock them to their core, terrify them. They start trembling when those things happen. What are these things? Let's find out in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Today's episode is going to be all about finding 5 things that shock a narcissist to their core, things that leave them bamboozled. If you are interested in knowing what these things are, please make sure to subscribe before we begin, because as I always request and say, your subscription to this channel can help in spreading awareness about narcissistic abuse. Number 1, when you go from reacting to everything they say and do to not giving them any fuel, when you become stoic, it irks a narcissist. It really disturbs them because they depend on your emotional responses to function. I have explained it so many times in different ways. The point is, they need you to feel something for them or because of them. The moment you give them any form of emotion, positive or negative, they feel powerful. I say that always. But what does that even mean? That simply means they are able to overcome their own sense of self-deficit, and they feel they are important because intrinsically they feel extremely insecure in being who they are. It is when you activate that emotionless state, the narcissist feels somebody has pulled the rug from under their feet. They fall flat on their face because they do not know what to do with that. They need to study your micro expressions. And when you turn stoic, your voice is modulated. There is no emotional tone to it. They cannot say if you're angry or if you're sad or if you're happy because of them. They're like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? Which is why you will see them becoming more reactive as you attempt to give them what they call a gray rock behavior. But eventually they get bored since they depend on you as a parasite to extract emotions. Number 2, when you become declarative and stop being expressive, they want you to keep proving your point. They want you to keep fighting for what is just. They want you to take a stand for yourself, but their way. By making you do that, they know they will always win. In those circular conversations, they will never give you any form of closure. You will never reach a resolution with a narcissist. That is known to them. So it's a mind game that they play with you without you knowing how they move you around in this game of their manipulation. They are shocked to their core when they see you setting boundaries for yourself, because you cannot set boundaries for a narcissist or with a narcissist. They will walk over them. They're shocked when you dig in those boundaries, when you tell them in every single situation, sometimes directly, other times more strategically, what is going to happen or what behavior you will and won't tolerate. For example, if they scream and yell and cuss and do all those crazy things and you do not respond to that, and then when they are done with it, you say, are you okay? Or I do not respond to that volume or those words. So you're being more declarative in what you want to do with them. That makes them go nuts. Number 3, when you go from begging them to choose you to choosing yourself. A narcissist's life is all about feeling importance. They want to feel better than you. They want to feel the ownership. Their entitlement tells them that you will always cater to their needs. You will always try to mother them, to smother them, to give them all the attention you have to offer. Their grandiosity tells them that you will put them on the pedestal unconditionally. They do not expect you to focus on this, on yourself. Their main agenda is to make you abandon who you are so that they get to use you inside out. When you choose yourself over them by leaving them, by going no contact with them, by never responding to those hoovering attempts, by not falling for that love bombing, by seeing through the nice side of the narcissist, that mask, by rejecting all the attempts made by this rotten individual at reconciling with you, you win. And that shocks the narcissist to their core, because their assumption was, I'm always going to be the alpha and the omega of this person's life. Their entire existence is all about me, and they are my extension, the extension of my false self. I own them. You have proven them wrong by separating yourself, by cutting that umbilical cord. This is not taken lightly by their insecure, rigid, vindictive, punitive, arrogant, condescending, impure self. Of course, there is going to be retaliation. And what is that? Smear campaigning. When a narcissist does not or cannot control you directly, they try to control what other people think about you. So, smear campaigning is in itself a big sign that you have won. If you see a narcissist going around and trying to destroy your reputation, know that you have given them a big injury and you have shocked them, bamboozled them to their core. Number 4, when you stop taking personally what this narcissist says about you to others, to their minions, to their enablers, what they say when running a smear campaign against you. Adding to what I just said in point number 3, they have to do this because they feel like a failure. And they want you to worry about all the things. They want you to worry about how you will be seen. And that is not a problem because, of course, reputation matters, especially if it is a professional situation, if it is your work and so on. However, when you stop caring about that BS and when you know that is not my truth, that is not what happened. They can be with this person with their new supply and tell them all the things that I was crazy and I messed up their life. But that's not what happened. That's not what I did. They're the problem. That is when they stop mattering. The narcissistic roommate started running a massive smear campaign against me after he lost direct control. And guess who he targeted? My new 2 roommates. I got to know that he was telling all sorts of lies, things that never happened, never said, and kind of forewarning them. You know, he's going to make your life hell. Leave your room, change your roommate, give him all the reasons why you can't stay with him. And none of that happened because these people knew me and they knew who I am. So they ignored him. And that is how the narcissistic roommate lost. I gave you this example just to say that those people who truly want to be in your life will always consider the other aspect, the unseen aspect. They will come to you and probably share what they have heard and might ask questions. They will do everything but believe the narcissist blindly. And that is what you have to trust. Those who deserve to be in your life will stay in your life no matter what. And those who need to be gone will be filtered out by the smear campaign. You just have to make one thing sure. That is to not take what this moron says about you personally. Number 5 and the last one. When you do not take the bait at all. I did not say when you do not take the bait. I said when you do not take the bait at all. Because a narcissist tries and then tries a little more and then you don't, you resist, but then tries more. Especially if it is someone you cannot fully go no contact with. Eventually they know. Their entitlement tells them, if I maneuver this way, if I use that thing, if I take advantage of that emotion, I am going to make my way in. And unfortunately, in some cases, It happens. For example, if you're dealing with a narcissistic parent who uses all sorts of tricks and techniques and finally weaponizes their health against you. Oh, I am having a heart attack. Oh, this problem and that problem, and you come rushing out of your empathy to save them. That is what it is called to take the bait. You may be dealing with a narcissistic co-parent who may try all ways to get to you, but finally might use your child's welfare. Oh, we need to do this, we need to discuss that because it has everything to do with our child's health or future or whatever. And of course, you being you will jump in and you will try to do your best because it's your child. That is when you do not have to take the bait, because you have to remember you can handle it on your own. You are a dual parent. You are the father as well as the mother, and you do not need them to tell you how to protect your child. Maybe there is a real issue, but know that you have to try everything in your capacity to take care of it and not depend on the narcissist. Similarly, when dealing with a narcissistic parent who falls ill, you have to recall every single time they were not there for you. Now that they need you, all of a sudden they become this sweet mother or father and they have forgotten all the abuse. But you cannot forget, you cannot afford to do that, for they will give you hell if you go back. I have tried that, it didn't work. So process that guilt, and once you do, they'll be shocked to their core. They'll be like, what the hell? I thought this button pushing is going to work, but no. So you have to maintain that casual behavior, disconnected behavior at all times if you cannot fully cut them off, and never go back no matter what, because that is their ultimate kryptonite. Those were my few cents. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, let me know in the comments, and also share this with somebody who might need to know how powerful they are and how they can shock the narcissist. I'll talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.